What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about the biggest mistake The Last of Us Part 2 made. Now, I know, in a lead up to a video like this, I know a lot of people are probably going to comment, like, everything, like, this. I get it. I understand there's a lot of hate for this game. And ultimately, again, like I've said in these past videos, I'm trying to be fair. I'm trying to be, like, level-minded about all this stuff. At the same time, I completely acknowledge the leaks. I acknowledge people's opinions on them. I acknowledge, obviously the opinions that the game is now out, and a lot of the leaks have been validated. Some of them, have proven not to necessarily been all the way correct, but I get both sides is what I'm basically trying to say. I completely get both sides. And I understand, again, a lot of people are probably going to say a lot of different things that this game made big mistakes on. But I really have one. Now, there's more than just one, right? But the biggest one I have. Now, there's a couple things. Ellie's character, the ending, right? Yesterday we talked about the ending. I want to talk about the switch to playing as Abby. Okay, now this is going to be full-on spoilers, right? So, I guess turn away now if you just clicked on this for curiosity's sake. But really, in my opinion, that is the biggest thing obviously, in the leaks leading into the game, this was there's not even a word. Enormous is a good word, but there's not even words to describe how big something like this was, right? And leading into it, I made a spoiler video talking about the leaks, and I had pitched my idea of what I think they should have done instead. And I want to try to do that in this video, because I assume there's going to be a whole lot of new people, right, that maybe didn't see the past stuff that are seeing it now. Here's my main thing, okay? Switching as Abby, when they do it, is not a good idea, okay? Up until the point that you switch to play as her, you're playing as Ellie, right? Abby is the villain, okay? No matter how you do it, no matter how they've done it, by the way, she's the villain. Now, when you make the switch, you start to find stuff out. You start to find out her own, relationship with Lev. You start to figure out what she's done, the things she's been through, her father, all that kind of stuff, okay? You figure out all that stuff. What I pitched in that video, which I want to say again here, is really the fundamental mistake I think Naughty Dog made is I don't know how. Now, I will say this. Everybody's going to have their own opinion, okay? So when you get to Abby, when you start playing as her, you're going to have a different opinion of her than somebody else. You know what I mean? Everybody's going to have a different opinion of playing as Abby versus another person, okay? So maybe some people will like her. Maybe and what I'm trying to say with this, too, is maybe some people will give her more of a chance than others, okay? At the same time, they could have fixed all of it by doing it just in a reverse order. If you start the game as Abby, yes, that would be enormous. Again, I like using that word. That would be big, right? Because no one would expect that. It's risky. I absolutely, acknowledge that is a risky decision. That The Last of Us Part 2, you show off Ellie, and even the way they did it. Think about how they did this. You play basically half this game as Abby, okay? You play literally like 10 to 15 hours as Abby, and in all the marketing of this game, we've only ever seen Ellie, right? You play as Ellie, and obviously they hid it. They're trying to hide it, so you don't know that literally it's not necessarily 50-50, maybe like 60-40 if we're trying to be really nice, but it's pretty close to playing it equal, okay? Now, they're hiding that. So when I'm saying start the game off as Abby, I know that's risky. I know it's a big thing. You're playing the second game after 7 years, all this stuff, and it maybe would deter people. It's like, well, where's Ellie? Where's Joel? Where's Tommy? Why am I playing as this random person? But they kind of do that already, and they do it in a worse way, in my opinion, in this game. If you did it reverse, if you start the game, you don't know anything. You're playing as Abby. You're playing in the past when Joel kills the doctor, and you're seeing it from her point of view. Now, I know some of these things do end up happening, or some of these things end up happening in a different way in this game. I understand that, so just bear with me when I'm going through this. But here's how I would do it, is you start it off playing as Abby. You don't know anything that's going on. You learn to like her. You learn to go through her life, her experience, whatever you want to do. You could even put everything you put in the second half of this game in the first half. You'd have to change some things and orders, but you do that, and then you get to where Joel does it, okay? Where Joel does it, and then now you understand where she came from. Whereas in this game, you just flip the switch and you play as her. It really is. There is a lot of bad things in this game. I really do believe that. I think there's a lot of good, but I think there's a lot of bad. And the idea that Abby is this just villain that eliminates one of gaming's most beloved characters and then basically holds Tommy at gunpoint, like, again, right when you kind of make the switch without, and you don't know what's going to happen, and then all of a sudden you're playing as Abby. All of that stuff happens, okay? I don't know how I don't know why you would make a decision like that to do, you know what I mean? I don't know why they decided that that was a good time to switch it. I don't think people are going to give Abby the benefit of the doubt and the ability to like her, and I think that's fair. That's what I'm saying with the whole like being fair, in my videos. That's like, I understand that. I think that there is a way of making her likable. There is a way of understanding where she's coming from versus Ellie. And in my opinion, from everything that I've seen, everything that I've played, it doesn't really still point out that Ellie is, because the thing is, what you have to do, and I did say this too, you have to make Ellie super, super bad. Now, she is bad, and I do think the game goes to lengths to show you that. You kind of know that. By the way, though, and there's a thing to this, you kind of know what you're doing as Ellie is bad in the moment as Ellie. You know what I mean? You don't necessarily need to see it from Abby's point of view to see that Ellie's bad. They're more or less doing it so that you connect with Abby. But they could have done it so that you have a dual sense. You know what I mean? What they needed to do was make Ellie turn out to be this terrible, terrible person, which, again, I mean, you could argue maybe they did that, maybe they ruined her, whatever, and maybe they had to do it on purpose, right? Because, again, Abby needs to have a reason to hate this person, to go after Ellie, or to end up, getting into this confrontation with her. That needs to happen, but the way they frame it kind of just goes to, well, you need to start liking Abby, so we're going to start really forcing it on you so that you like her. You know what I mean? That is the biggest thing, and I know to a lot of people, I'm saying a lot of words, I'm talking really fast. I know to a lot of people the idea is very simple. Abby kills character 1, Joel, that we all love. Abby tries to kill character 2, Ellie, that we all love. Why would you ever want to like Abby? That's pretty much, I think, what it could kind of all boil. And also, by the way, Abby, antagonist, first half of the game. Abby, not a character that we know or care about because we didn't play as her or see her in the first game or the first half of the second game. Okay, so that is really, and I'll give you that. If you want to really boil it down to the most simplistic of things, that's really why people are upset, and I get that. I understand that, and that's basically what I'm saying in this video. All I'm saying is I think it could have been done better, but that is a huge mistake. I mean, what game has done something like this that's had something so monumental happen, that's also marketed it like the way they did, like all the stuff that this game has done, and then you make the switch and you play as Abby, and then you go back and play as Ellie. Now, that's, again, another thing that we talked about that yesterday in the ending is awful video, or is the ending awful, that, you go through this whole thing as Ellie, then you get very disconnected because you go as Abby, and you're no longer kind of in that headspace of Ellie, in my opinion. You're not really in that headspace of Ellie anymore. You go through with Abby, you get to the point where you almost eliminate Ellie and Dina, and then you switch back again and you go after Abby another time, right? So it just keeps going back and forth, and it's like, am I supposed to like her? Am I supposed to hate her? And I get it. I mean, you're trying. Again, what I've said in the past videos and what I think you'll hear me say in a lot of videos, the idea of what they were doing, what they were trying to do, is good. I actually really like the idea that some random person, again, like, with the doctor and then his daughter, that would go after Joel and be the one to kill him. I like that. I think that's actually a really amazing idea, that literally you are a bad person, bad things happen in this game, and that can happen. Something so small as killing one individual could result years down the line in you meeting your end. Okay, I love that. I love the idea of hate. Again, I know it's cliche, I know it's been done before. I like the idea of Ellie, because of that, losing everything and really just being blinded by revenge that she needs to do these things, and in the process, even though actually she doesn't even accomplish it at the end, which again is another thing that a lot of people are getting upset about, that she loses everything in the process. Again, that's a good idea. Again, the idea that you get to play as the person that eliminates Joel, that's bold, that's different, that's insane. You know what I mean? That's incredible, but the timing needs to be right. How you do it, the way you frame it, it all needs to be done in a right way. I know people are gonna like this game, and people have already said they've really liked this game. Journalists obviously have really liked this game. Now you have to sometimes question that, but I get people like it. I get that. Obviously, the decisions they make, they're bold, they're very risky, and they may pay off for some people. I truly do think they may, and if they do, that's great. I'm really happy, and in a way, again, like I've said in past videos, videos, I don't hate everything about this game. I think, again, there's a lot to like. It's just a lot of the execution. Playing as Abby is not a mistake. Okay, so the biggest mistake in this game is how they did it, is how they switched to playing. That's in my opinion. That's the biggest thing. Now, again, you could say Ellie's character. You could say what she went through. You could say eliminating Joel so early. You could say the ending. I mean, you could say a lot of different, you could say some SJW stuff. You could say a lot of different things that this game did wrong. But in my opinion, again, a lot of it can actually work. I shouldn't say does. It can work under the right circumstances, but the way that they handled it, and especially with this Abby thing, because you got to be willing, think about it. Again, you're going into this game. Imagine you've never played, or imagine, again, like you've been, obviously we're all caught into the leaks and stuff, like we're just in it, but some people, like one of my closest friends, he adores The Last of Us just as much as I do. He's seen next to nothing about this game. He is so pumped. I'm so sorry for him. He is so pumped to play this game. He doesn't know what's going to happen. How do you make it good for someone like that? You know what I mean? Like, we're all caught up in the leaks. I think there are better ways of doing what they did. I think you could have handled it a different way, where we could have understood better why Abby did the thing she did. Again, maybe it depends on the person. Maybe you do understand. Maybe I do understand why, and I do. I mean, ultimately, I do understand it. It's just the order is completely off. I don't know why they chose certain times to do things. But again, I understand to some people it's going to just boil down to, I don't want to play as Abby. I hate the character. She does all this stuff that I don't want to experience her life. I don't care about her. I just want Ellie to take her out, which, by the way, again, ends up not happening, even though it gets very, very close to happening. You know what I mean? So, yes, a lot of big mistakes in this game. But to me, the whole Abby twist, being able to play as her, having to play as her, basically, for around half the game, that is the biggest mistake, and how it's handled that this game makes. So, guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think that the handling of Abby was done right? What do you think is what in your opinion, what's the biggest mistake this game made? Let me know in the comments below. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to our YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up. And thank you so much for watching, guys. I truly, truly appreciate it. I hope to see you all on the next video.